Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. So this video is a comparison between the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So it's kind of a weird comparison since both iPhones are lying on a different spectrum. I mean, we have here the Max. We have here the Pro Max and we have here just a regular iPhone 13. Still, there are some things that you should know before even buying one of these iPhones, and that's what this video is all about. So before we start, I would like to ask you to like this video, subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Turn that notification bell on. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that pops up is definitely the build of both phones. We have here a more squared phone. The iPhone 13 has more of those square edges, yet those radiuses are more like at 20 pixels, I guess. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is more rounded. It feels like very nice in hand. I mean, those edges are not digging into your hand palms. That doesn't go for the iPhone 13. Let me be honest with that. I saw some articles talking about that, telling you that those edges might be digging up in your hand palms when holding that iPhone for a couple of, not for a couple of hours, but some people will hold the iPhone for a half hour straight and they might be afraid of having those edges dug in their hand palms. That doesn't go for the iPhone 13 as well. But if you have rounded edges, it's kind of a nicer feeling in your hands. Still, when it comes to the design, I like the design of the iPhone 13 even more. When it comes to the colors, we have slightly more colors on the iPhone 13 than on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. In this video, it's a gold 11 Pro Max versus a blue iPhone 13. But if you look on the website of Apple, we see that the iPhone 13 has a green color, while the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a midnight green color, which was the first green color that was introduced by Apple on the history of iPhones. So that's kind of a cool information to know about. Furthermore, we have a white color and a midnight black color on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the iPhone 13 has way more colors. I mean, it has the red color, it has a pink, blue, midnight, and even starlight color. So if you are someone who likes to identify himself through a wide variety of colors, then definitely go for the iPhone 13. If you're just happy with a beautiful silver color, then just go for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. When it comes to buying one of these iPhones, obviously the iPhone 13, you can just go to apple.com and buy it right from there. That way your iPhone will come with a guarantee. I think it's a 2-year buyer's guarantee. That way, if your iPhone, for whatever reason, is not functioning that well, you can just return it back to Apple and they will fix it for you. When it comes to the 11 Pro Max, it's just available at authorized resellers. That means you should look at that agreement. If that reseller doesn't give you a warranty with your iPhone, then just leave it behind. You shouldn't buy it whatsoever. If that reseller gives you like a 1-year warranty, then you might consider buying that iPhone. When it comes to the screen of both phones, we have a 6.5 Super Retina XDR display versus a 6.1 Super Retina XDR display. So both displays are XDRs, but this one is slightly smaller than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. If we just compare it next to each other, we see that there is a slight difference. Does it bother you? I mean, at the end of the day, I would go for a less smaller iPhone that fits right in my pocket than a large iPhone, but that's my taste. I know for a fact people who like to game on their iPhone and write a lot of stuff and send a lot of emails, watch a lot of videos, they end up buying a Max version. But for me, the regular 6.5 iPhone works just as well for that. Going further, we have a 5G cellular network on the iPhone 13. The iPhone 11 Pro Max doesn't have 5G. Does it bother you? Will you miss out on that? No, absolutely not. There is a slight difference between the speed of 4G and 5G. I saw on an article even that the day that we will get the full potential of a 5G connection would be at 2025. And yeah, So if you have an iPhone that just supports 4G, you will be just as fine as having an iPhone with 5G connection. So that's something I don't look at that much. But I like to dig in even further is the camera of both phones. So if we turn the iPhones to the back, we see 3 lenses on iPhone 11 Pro Max and just 2 lenses on the iPhone 13. And reason for that is because on iPhone 13 Pro Max, we have telephoto, wide and an ultra wide lens, while on the iPhone 13, we just have a wide and an ultra wide lens. So is it something that you should worry about? No, absolutely not. I mean, that camera is still good, even better maybe than the camera of the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You will not have telephoto, but that's not something you should care about. There is something that the iPhone 13 does have, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max is not having, which is cinematic mode at 1080p at 30 frames per second, which means that when you are someone who likes to shoot like amateur videos in his backyard and you do have like objects to work with, you should definitely opt for the iPhone 13 because this phone will be your extension to create beautiful videos with cinematic mode, with in-depth views and all of that. It has also Dolby Vision HDR, which makes those colors pop even more better, and you have way more flexibility when you're editing your video with color grading and all of that. This iPhone doesn't have all of that. It does shoot videos in 4K, which will give you a good quality. But if you are an amateur filmmaker or you're aspiring to become one, then definitely go for iPhone 13. There is one thing that you will miss out on, which is the optical zoom range. I mean, the iPhone 13 Pro Max has a 4x optical zoom range, while the iPhone 13 has just a 2x optical zoom range. I mean, if you are standing outside and you are, if you're standing outside and you are filming something that's far from you, then just walk to that object. That's way better than zooming in via your iPhone. That way you'll not lose quality of your image will not be pixelated. Yeah, so I definitely recommend you to just move closely to that object. Well, what else? This brings us to the chip of both iPhones. We have an A15 chip on the iPhone 13, or in the iPhone 13 rather, and we have just an A13 Bionic chip in the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Does it make any difference? Well, the only difference between both iPhones, or between both chips, I should say, is the neural engine. This iPhone has 16 core neural engines, while this iPhone, the iPhone 13, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I should say, has just an 8-core neural engine. Your battery will not be used that efficient, and you might be losing on battery. On paper, Apple tells us that we can up to 20 hours watch video on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I doubt that. I think the iPhone 13 will win on that spectrum. So both iPhones have Face ID. Obviously, you can just unlock your iPhone with Face ID, and it works very fast, even on iPhone 11 Pro Max. Just look how fast that works. I just have to point my phone to my face and it detects that I'm the right person to unlock the iPhone 4. When it comes to the build quality, we have glass front and back on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. We have a ceramic shield front on the iPhone 11 13, and an aerospace grade aluminum, which is the eventual build of this iPhone. This one is made out of stainless steel, and you feel definitely a difference between both iPhones when it comes to holding your iPhone in hand. And finally, there is something that will determine for me which iPhone I should go for, which is MagSafe. I mean, if there's a revolutionary invention that Apple has added to their iPhone lines, is MagSafe, and I'm quite not sure why not a lot more people talk about having that convenient of MagSafe. I mean, you use it a lot without even thinking about it. If you have this battery pack, for example, that's made by Apple, and you're running out of battery and you have this one in your backpack or something, you just slap it and that way you have this cool animation, your iPhone's charging, and you will not miss on battery. Whereas the iPhone 11 Pro Max doesn't have that functionality. If we just, I mean, the battery pack will connect to the iPhone. Let me demonstrate that for you. See it get charged, but it's not that efficient. It will not stick onto the back of the iPhone. And I've even read on an article that when your battery pack is like connected loosely to your iPhone will not, the charge speed of that iPhone will decrease dramatically. So it's more efficient to have it with a magnet attached to your iPhone. That way you will have a more efficient battery charging process, I should say. Whereas on the iPhone 13 or on the iPhone 11 Pro Max rather, you don't have that functionality. And at the end of the day, if there's something that will draw the line for me, that would be MagSafe, and eventually I would go for the iPhone 13. So yeah, that's actually it on this video. I hope you've liked it. Leave a comment. If you have any questions about one of these iPhones, leave them in the comment section below. As you may know by now, I try to answer every single comment on my channel. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and turn that notification bell to not miss any of my future videos. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.